Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So in this video, we will have another discussion on whatever development is happening right now in the Middle East with this Iran and Israel conflict and other countries also participating in it. So what we can get to know from the planetary astrological point of view. Guys, couple of things which I want to make it clear before we will start our discussion. First of all, my analysis is not biased to any one side, any one region, any one culture. And the second thing is that just to give you the best presentation, I will be taking some help from the AI as well to provide you the accurate information. So guys, after this, now we will shift our discussion to looking at specifically from the point of view of this recent transit of Rahu and Ketu. At a time when I'm recording this video, Rahu is transiting in the Aquarius and the transiting moon is conjunct with it. So we will try to look at the dark side of the Rahu, that how it is creating that panic button where the whole world is speculating that what is going to be happening next. Guys, if you remember at the time when I made this yearly predictions and transit, I mentioned it over there that as per the Chatra Shukla Pratipada calculation, this is going to be a very warmongering kind of year. As per the numerology, if you will make a sum total of the 2025, the resulting number is going to be 9, which is connected with the planet Mars. The transit of the Saturn, which happened on March 29th, it happened on a very inauspicious day of the solar eclipse of the new moon as well. So overall, the planetary alignments is not indicating a very harmonious outcome, but based on customized to all the countries chart mundane astrological alignments, we will try to look at it. And at the end, guys, I will also give you the shadow side or the dark side of the Rahu's transit in Aquarius, customized to all the rising signs as well. So now we will start our discussion. So friends, now we will shift our discussion to today's pressing concern, which is about in which dignity Rahu with its entry in the Aquarius is manifesting results. So for all those people who do not have any idea about the Vedic astrology and they have just visited this video after looking at the thumbnail and the title, and they are curious that what kind of fate is awaiting in the Middle Eastern region. So guys, for any of these kind of situation, we generally give attention to the planet Mars, planet Saturn, planet Rahu and planet Ketu in the transit, also in the charts of the specific countries as well. So now why Mars? Because Mars in itself represents war. Why Saturn? Because Saturn represents, like in the older times when we used to talk about all those fights which used to happen for the land, for the minerals, underground wealth, any of the concerns of the drought used to be seen with the contribution of the planet Saturn. Now why Rahu? Because Rahu represents crimes, war, violence and disaster of the worst kind. In this discussion only, in this presentation only, guys, you will get to know that whenever any of the major nuclear incident happened, radiation leak incident happened in the history, somehow Rahu was responsible for that. Why Ketu? So Ketu is significator for the spiritual salvation and the moksha. The concern over here is that when we talk about those kind of incidents where based on the identification of one region with one culture and one race, they get targeted. That is generally happens because of the contribution which comes from the Ketu. Now why it is happening right now? So guys, at the beginning of this video, I already gave you reference for that, the omens, because of the new year calculation, because of the transit of the Saturn in a very inauspicious combination. And at the time, like in the months of the June and the July, planet Mars and Ketu, they are conjunct together. And for all those people who are new to Vedic astrology, it also becomes very important to know that why Rahu and Ketu's excess shift is important to study. So it is important to study because not only it brings some new revelation, some new destinies promise in your life, but also during that time, for that 1.5 years, when Rahu and Ketu are transiting in specific zodiac signs, the eclipse happen in that sign. So that means With Rahu's contribution in the Aquarius, it has got this power to completely cloud the judgment of the collective. And with Ketu's presence in the Leo, it has got this capacity to make the rulers very ruthless. So, all of that, guys, we will study and understand in this discussion. So, now, guys, moving ahead, now in this the very first thing is that because I'm majorly focusing on the shadow, on the dark side of the Rahu. So, what could be the trend which you can connect with Rahu in the Aquarius, the negative side of it? So, digital illusion, technocratic control, mass propaganda, and ideological corruption, isolation amid connectivity. Now, this becomes very important these days where, like, it has been coming in the news where like people are like even from the social media they are so much glued to it, they are so much addicted to it that it is also causing or affecting their mental health as well. It is also affecting their interpersonal relationship as well. Along with that, guys, economic disruptions via deception, spiritual deviation could be one such negative outcome of Rahu in the Aquarius. Now, guys, talking about the nuclear radiation leak and all these incidents which happened in the past. So, guys, I did a proper research over there. What I found is that during that time, somehow Rahu was making a connection with the country's first house or the eighth house. Now, if you will take up the case of the very first atomic bomb named Little Boy, which was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan, on at 8:15 a.m. on August 6th, 1945. So that time, if you will pay attention, Moon was conjunct with both Saturn and Rahu in the Gemini sign. So Rahu was very empowered, but not in a good way, like rather hard bent on creating a chaos in the world. And guys, if you will pay attention, somehow at the time recently when that COVID pandemic happened, even at that time Rahu and Ketu somehow was influencing the world in the same axis only. Now, guys, if you will take up the case of the 3 Mile accident which happened on March 28, 1979, even at that time Rahu and Saturn were in the Leo sign, and just because it happened in the US, which is strongly connected with the Leo rising, so it was again somehow influencing the first house of the country's chart. And as per the hourly analysis, it happened that time when Rahu and Saturn were in the eighth house as per the Lagan of that hour when that incident happened. Now, guys, if you will take up the case of the Bhopal gas tragedy, so this is not a nuclear case, like it was a industrial, chemical, and the gas accident case. But even after that, it caused lot of the killings, like lot of the mass level catastrophe which and casualties which happened. So, if you will draw the chart on December 2nd, 1984, when that chemical gas leak happened, so you will see that India is connected with the Taurus rising, and that time Rahu was in the Taurus sign only. Now, guys, when we talk about the Chernobyl disaster, so it happened on April 25th and 26th of 1986. So on that, like night of that one of the world's and history's greatest disaster, that time it was like that energy of the kind of a pure eclipse energy as well. Sun and moon were in opposition to each other, and they were in the axis of Rahu and Ketu. And again, guys, if you will take into consideration, see, because the time when this incident happened, uh, Russia was still, that whole region was called as the Soviet Union only in 1986. But even in the modern day age, Russia's point of view, Russia is connected with the Virgo rising. That means the Aries energy happened to be in the eighth house where Rahu was transiting over there. So now, guys, after this, one more incident of this Fukushima nuclear accident. So major earthquake happened, which actually, like because of this, this nuclear accident happened on the same day only, and like lot many people got killed because of that earthquake and radiation leak and all. So what were the planetary alignments during that time. So guys, if you will give attention, somehow the Gemini and the Sagittarius axis was active. Now that is a different case, that Rahu was in the Sagittarius, Ketu was in the Gemini, but somehow this axis was active. Now guys, after this, now we will look at briefly that whatever development is happening right now. In the last video, I presented my findings that what are the planets indicating, because now there has been speculation that like Israel has already struck more than 170 points within Iran, and the top leadership of the of the Iran has also been eliminated. And over and above that, the retaliatory action done by Iran has also caused some sort of life losses, civilian life in the Israel as well, and Israel is also threatening for some more action. US is still pressing Iran for a deal, and over and above that, the whole Middle East is divided. There have been those speculation that even now, it was a speculation, a rumor, which came out that Pakistan came out in the support of the Iran, that if Israel is going to nuke Iran in retaliation, Pakistan will nuke Israel, and Saudi Arabia is giving some different kind of statement on this issue, and it has been in the news, like the Syria's recently anointed leader, who has been recently appreciated by Donald Trump as well. So he has also given access to his airspace, of Syria's airspace, to Israel for countering the Iranian missiles. So a lot is happening. So now we will try to look at briefly that the countries which are the important players, how planets are influencing the fate of that country purely from the astrology point of view. So now guys, if you look at from the Israel's point of view right now, so guys, as you can see that there are like certain things which are actually working out in their favor. If you have watched my last video, I mentioned this thing that Israel named it as the Operation Rising Lion, and Lion is connected with the Leo, and right now in the Leo, Mars and Ketu are conjunct in the transit, and in a way in the natal chart of the Israel, Mars is also there in the Leo. So that means their 12th house right now is very empowered, it's very activated. Now comes the most important thing, guys, because we say this thing that whenever Ketu is transiting in the 12th house, omens support you. Jupiter is transiting in that 10th house. So that in itself means that majority of the houses which represents the open warfare, they are right now active in the case of the Israel, and very balancing energy. We want the energy of the Jupiter in the 10th house for luck to support us in all of our endeavors. Saturn's entry, we know this thing that Saturn in the Pisces has got everything to do with breaking down things and creating new boundaries, new structure. So, seventh house is the house of the open enemies, and this is what they are doing. They have actually declared all out war when they took like 200 fighter jets to Iran and started bombing their nuclear sites. So this is what we get to know from over here. And again, guys, Rahu is transiting in the sixth house, which is considered as a very good placement for astute military action. So this is what it is been reflected in the case of the Israel. Now, guys, if I were to say, because in the last couple of weeks only, when the Donald Trump and the Elon Musk conflict or the confrontation started happening, everyone was speculating so many of the possibilities that what will happen. So I mean to say, if I were to say, I'm not seeing any immediate level of the like I would say the a resolution to this situation. But yes, the next month, when Saturn is going to be turning retrograde in the seventh house, that could be one of the sigh of relief when it can happen. Now, even at a time when I'm recording this video, there have been those like news which has been doing the rounds. It is undocumented because in the case of the Israel, the Israeli Prime Minister like Benjamin Netanyahu, he by himself come out in the national media and address the whole world. So in the case of the Israel, we cannot say this thing that it is like a rumor or undocumented. But what I'm trying to say that as if now they have not shown any signs. All what they are pressing is complete elimination of any threat to their existence in the form of eliminating all the nuclear sustainability of the Iran. So if I were to say, guys, the next couple of weeks looks like to be very sensitive, and the sigh of relief could come in a way when Saturn is going to be turning retrograde. That could be a stop button in this ongoing conflicting situation and issue. Now, guys, if you have to look at from the Iran's perspective, so from the Iran's perspective, guys, a lot of the things are not going right. I mean to say, I'm not being biased over here. My objective is only to give you in which way planets are influencing. So if you will see over here, like even in the last video on the same topic, I mentioned this thing that the regime change, like when the great Iranian Islamic revolution happened in the year 1979, it was a chart of that being drawn by some of the very astute Vedic astrologers, and which all of that works very beautifully in their case. I mean to say, a theocratic government, so Jupiter exalted in the first house, and Moon being exalted, and ninth house for a theocratic government and country leadership. Ninth house is the epicenter of the power, so all of that is getting valid. So now the concern is that Saturn is right now transiting over the ninth house, breaking down the power which is concentrated in the hands of the leader. And Rahu Ketu inversion, Ketu is transiting over the natal Rahu, and Rahu is transiting over natal Ketu in the 8th house. So that means there is a possibility of the regime change in the Iran. There is a possibility of that. Second thing, we have to tread very carefully. All of that bombing which is happening in the Iran to their nuclear centers, there could be a possibility of the radiation leak as well, guys, because I did a study on the planetary alignments of all those cases which I presented in the previous slides. So when this is the kind of alignment happening in the chart of a country, especially Rahu influencing the 8th house, so any of the radiation leak causing mass casualty, that possibility can be attached. So all what I can say, guys, the supreme leader, the well-being of the supreme leader is actually, there's a lot of the threat over there. It's not only about the regime change, but also threat to the life of the supreme leader as well. I've been doing a lot of the research, like even before the Iranian revolution, that Reza Pahlavi, like that regime. So there, I guess the grandson who is like, but again, the concern is that there's no alternative which the Iranian general people could have as an alternative to this regime, even if they are like dissatisfied or some regime change is going to happen. So yes, in case of the Iran, there is a lot of the these 2 months are very very sensitive. So we all can just pray for the peace and their safety and their well-being. That's all what I can say, purely based on the astrological alignments. In the case of the Iran, the ninth house, the ninth lord becomes the planet Jupiter, so it is also there in the 12th house. So not only the luck is not purely supporting, but it also tells about the religious leader might also go in exile or go in hiding as well. So there is also that possibility. So yes, guys, it's purely based on the astrological analysis and the assessment. Now, guys, when we talk about the USA's chart, so in case of the USA, they actually tried their level best to keep their hands clean and come out of it as that they do not have any participation in this. Right, immediate when Israel started bombing Iran, Marco Rubio came out with this tweet with this statement that US has nothing to do with it. But I guess now they have come out with complete support and solidarity for the Israel. So I mean to say, there are those incidents which are bound to happen. Like the way, for example, the same Pearl Harbor movement for the US could happen during this time only. A very senior Israeli minister also released this statement as well, where one of the shelling or the missile being launched by the Iran also like caused some damage to the US embassy and the consulate within the Israel as well. So whether US want this or they don't want, or they want, it hardly matters, because the fate has something else in store for them, and they are going to be getting embroiled in this as well. Not in a way just as a peacemaker, just as a middleman to bring a resolution to this ongoing situation, but in terms of the military aid and the arms and the military involvement against Iran, there is a possibility of that. In their case, Ketu is transiting over their first house. Ketu and Mars is right now transiting in the first house. That means war is something which they cannot escape, which is inevitable. So war cannot be avoided right now in this situation. And even Saturn is transiting in their eighth house. And in the case of the US, when Saturn will turn retrograde in the month of the July, on July 13th, so things will become much more worse. Where some of the things from the past will also come out. So any issue which has been long resolved might suddenly come back on the surface to haunt. So war is something which is inevitable right now. The sooner they accept it, the better it will become for them. Like, yeah, they are trying their level best diplomatically to handle the solution, but war is somehow is there on their doors, and the knock of that can happen anytime. Now, when we talk about the Saudi Arabia's chart, so yeah, in their case as well, Mars is transiting in the 10th house. For the Scorpions, right now the time is in any case going very sensitive. It's just like that. Saturn's transit in the 5th house is not that bad, in a way that it gives you that sort of patience in these kind of situations. So it does not look like to be like countries who end up becoming aggressor in any situation. It does not look like to be that kind of outcome for them, because yeah, Ketu is transiting in the 10th house. They will support, but they will not get actively, like the way, for example, there have been those speculation that because of this with Iran being epicenter of all this conflict with Israel, and just because they have this provision to even block the Strait of Hormuz as well, which can actually affect the oil trade between various countries as well. So I mean to say, when it comes down to Saudi Arabia, it does not look like the crown prince is going to be becoming embroiled in this, like the way Pakistan is trying hard to be a part of it. Syria, Turkey, other countries are doing their part, but I don't see Saudi to be getting embroiled in a way where it is going to cost them something. Now, when we talk about from the India's point of view, so yeah, it's an alarming situation for India, because now what is going to be happening? We already have faced that major event which happened when this Air India flight crash happened. So yeah, it in any case is a very sensitive kind of, and very negative kind of event with which the whole, like, the country is dealing with. And over and above that, what is happening, because India's Mars Mahadasha is gonna be getting activated very soon. So Mars, in the case of the India, is a lord of the 12th house and the 7th house, and it is placed in the second house. So some sort of war with a close immediate neighbor is going to be on the cards. And now, if like the immediate after this, the next chart is of the Pakistan only. So we know this thing, that whenever any conflict happens in the Middle East, and in those kind of conflicts, Pakistan actually completely surrender itself or offer itself as a US ally for US to have their battles in the Middle East. So in any case, Pakistan is becoming more and more important for America, and they know how to leverage on that, how to take advantage of that. So yes, in terms of the India, the coming times seems to be slightly difficult for them. Now, when we talk about from the Pakistan's case, so that goes without any saying, because in this discussion we are primarily focusing on the dark side of the Rahu only. So Rahu transiting in their 11th house, that in itself is a money making opportunity for them. So we know this thing, that what happened when, like, US went into war with, like, this could be Iraq or any of those kind of, like, this could be in Afghanistan with Taliban as well. So in majority of the cases, no matter from the front door, They keep on talking about the Muslim Brotherhood, but they were the ones who offered their complete resources, their airstrip to America to fight their battles. So that means more dollars, more opportunities are coming to them. Now, when we talk about based on guys for all the rising signs, what and how could we be prepared for this um, negative and the shadow side of the Rahu, which is activated, and how to safeguard ourselves. So again, guys, every planet has got its pros and cons. We have had our discussion, a very elaborative discussion on Rahu, that in which situation this transit will become important for you, how it is going to be impacting you, opportunities, the positive, beneficial side. We have all discussed that. In this video, we are just focusing on the cautionary things. So for the Aries Lagna, all what I have to advise them is don't be very casual and trusting in any social group setting. Generally, it has been seen that whenever Rahu is transiting from the 11th house, people end up getting many opportunities, but at the same time, somehow there is that possibility of being taken advantage by someone close. So like while signing any document and all, you have to be very careful. Some people also say that when Rahu is transiting from the 11th house, all those people you end up becoming friends, even that friendship lasts for that 1.5 year only. And when Rahu make its move, that friendship also dissipate or get out of your life. So that is what we can say. So yes, for the Aries Lagna natives during this time, they have to be very mindful of their friend circle, because within their friend circle, there is going to be slight possibility that someone can take their advantage. Now for the Taurus. So for the Taurus guys, in your case, it is going to be happening in the 10th house. So that simply tells about that whatever goals you are currently pursuing. So don't be overly ambitious, like whatever you're trying to do, know your limits. That will become very important. And somehow, like sometimes when we see people who are in sales, just to make a deal, just to sell that product, they end up doing some false promises, or they end up committing something regarding which they don't have the bandwidth to deliver that. So in all these kind of terms and conditions, you have to be very clear, you have to be very cautious. Now for the Gemini Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Rahu is transiting in the 9th house. So, guys, this is going to be the time, although the case is different, because the planet of the religion is already transiting in your first house. So, that means divinity wants to establish a connection with you. But just because Rahu is there in the 9th house, so generally it has been seen that whenever Rahu is transiting from the 9th house, so people get more fascinated towards different religion, or they take interest in the foreign religion a lot. For the Cancer Lagna, so guys, in your case, so yes, if lately you have realized this thing that you are like getting fascinated towards the dark things, the matters of the life and death, and anything to do which is like very where occult, ritual, hack, and spell, all these negative entities are involved. So you actually have to safeguard yourself. So that divine protection through any Raksha Kwach, Raksha Mantra, or any this could be any beads, this could be any gemstone. So safeguarding your aura and your energies from the negativity will become very important. Be very mindful with your dealings with your in-laws, especially if any financial dealings are involved over there. Now, guys, when we talk about the Leo Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, Rahu is going to be transiting in your like 7th house. So yes, we say this thing that this is going to be the time when you can start exploiting your partners, your like within the partnership, like the way what is happening, like in the case of like the Donald Trump and all. Because I live in Canada, and the Canadians are not happy that they have gone for war with US, and they have always been good friends, but now US is like asking for the receipt for the bill of all that favors which they have given, and the partners are feeling betrayed. So it's not about like with the stance of US or the Mr. Donald Trump, it's only their adversaries are getting affected, but rather their close trusted allies are also getting affected because of that erraticness. So, I mean to say, you have to be very mindful regarding your conduct, your behavior. Otherwise, the way you are doing, the cycle of the karma might circle back, and when you will be least expecting it, people close to you might betray you as well. So in this regard, you have to be very careful your terms within the close partnership. For the Virgo natives, so guys, in your case it is happening in the sixth house. That means in your line of work, while dealing with your like co-workers, even being in a competitive situation, do not undermine the capabilities of your competition. For the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is happening in the fifth house, so refrain from the overthinking. So yes guys, overthinking is something which might act against you. In certain cases we say that, like, if you have that capacity to over analyze things, or you are a very researchful person, that is a different case. But when Rahu is influencing the fifth house of our mind, of our thoughts, illusions tend to remain at its peak. For the Scorpions, so guys, your domestic life, don't let the toxicity and the illusion of the Rahu to affect your peace. I can assure you, during this time, more than any material accomplishment, what you need is peace and that emotional anchor and that stability. Now, guys, for the Sagittarius Lagna, so guys, in your case, Rahu is transiting in your third house again. While signing any document, while like dealing with any new people, collaborating with new people, terms and condition needs to be taken proper care. Like, you shall not sign something or commit for something regarding which you do not have the bandwidth or capacity to deliver. Now, guys, for the Capricorn, so guys, your eating habits, your speech, the way you manage money, lately, are you like being very greedy, or you are like trying to do things, or your material desire and ambition has suddenly skyrocketed? So, over there, caution and care needs to be followed. For the Aquarius, so guys, in your case it is happening in your first house. That means right now guys, you have to be very mindful. You are attracting all sort of erratic, and we say the unusual, and people with idiosyncrasies and a lot of the unpredictable behavior. So all those kind of outlaws, all those outlaws are somehow very much getting attracted and fascinated towards you. So while like in whichever capacity, if you are in public sphere, you are a content creator, you deal with the anything to do with the foreign trade, tech sector and all, so you have to be very mindful, like all the bugs are around you. And lastly guys, for all the Pisces, so guys, in your case it is happening in the 12th house. So unforeseen forces are at play right now. Not only that guys, in your case, Saturn is the lord of the 12th house. It is already there in your first house. So yeah, people behind your back are very active. So through meditation, through inner work, you can channelize that energy. And recklessness, and I would say too much of the recklessness can actually cause a dent in your saving, can increase your expenses. So be very mindful in this department. So once again guys, thanks a lot for watching this video.